Well, here's a first. A government official fired for being too nice to taxpayers.
What happened in Cherokee County could happen in your community too. But Fox 5 I-Team reporter Randy Travis says some believe it was absolutely the right decision. Randy?
That's right, Russ and Portia. Yeah, because it deals with property taxes. We all want to be treated fairly when it comes to how much we have to pay, but did one man really go too far?
They thought that I was siding with the taxpayers too much, if that can be.
What do you mean if that can be? It could be.
The Cherokee County Grand Jury sure thought it could be. Former Woodstock Mayor Bill Dewrell finds himself in a rare place. One of the only people ever kicked off a special board that hears property appeals.
In essence, the grand jury just fired you. What's that like?
Well, you know, they can hire and they can fire. I know we were fair with every single case that we looked at. I do know that.
They say only Jesus really loved the tax collector, but your property taxes are actually based on how much the county appraiser thinks your property is worth. If you think that assessment is too high, like the owner of this farm did, well, you can appeal to a special board made up not of government bureaucrats, but a rotating mix of regular people, just like you.
First of all, I am very grateful that you all are responding to my appeal. I think this is America in action.
Ursula Cox has appeared often before the panel, called the Board of Equalization. She was not happy that the tax assessor's office bumped up the value of her property by more than 40%.
Nothing has happened to increase my property's value.
The board sided with her, increasing the value of her farm by only 12%. Put this one in the loss column for the tax assessor.
When a case gets to the Board of Equalization, how often do you think your office should lose?
Well, never.
For years, Cherokee County Chief Appraiser Steve Swindell has complained about losing decisions at the Board of Equalization. Ursula Cox came loaded with documents and research she said backed up her appeal. But Swindell says his office has lost to taxpayers who show up with only a personal opinion. My taxes are too high.
I could send a message that, hey, the rest of the 97,000 folks out there, we all need to appeal because we're getting free gifts from the Board of Equalization.
Swindell complained to the clerk of court that a rogue bunch of BOE members was undermining the fairness of who pays taxes in Cherokee County. Late last year, the grand jury issued its findings, accusing Bill Dewrell of failing to act impartially, and said he was technically incompetent to be a member of the Board of Equalization. He was ordered immediately removed from the rotation.
I don't know how they arrived at that.
We have an idea. The Fox 5 I-Team asked for all the data provided to the grand jury. Last year, various Board of Equalization panels heard about 300 appeals. They ruled against the assessor's office about 32% of the time. But the panels Bill Dewrell served on were far more favorable to the taxpayer. He voted against the assessor's office the most, 64% of the time.
Are you siding more with the taxpayers because you don't like the idea of paying taxes?
Randy, no. I mean, this is not siding one side. We take the evidence from each side.
He points out there are 3 members on each panel, and his cases were always unanimous.
There's no way, whenever 3 votes have to get the case done, that I could be the full blame for everything that they're saying.
Do you think the problem is that you guys just didn't work hard enough to make your case?
I think we did. I think we made very strong cases this year.
Are you glad that Bill Dewrell is no longer on the Board of Equalization?
If it was determined by the powers that be that he was not, acting in good faith and properly, then sure.
Lowering someone's property value means someone else winds up paying a larger share in taxes. When he was hired for the $60 per meeting job 4 years ago, Bill Dewrell told the grand jury his hobby was helping people save money on their tax bill. He says he suspended that hobby once he was chosen to hear appeals. But look out.
Do you still want to help people save money on their tax bill?
Absolutely. And if I'm going to be off the board, heck yeah, I'll be helping people left and right.
Now, the county appraiser admits over the years he's asked for various BOE members to be excluded from some hearings without having any clear evidence of conflict of interest. Taxpayers were also allowed to veto certain members, but that practice has now ended. Both sides get who the clerk of court randomly selects.
That's really interesting. Now, firing somebody is pretty serious, and he pointed out that these were unanimous decisions that he was on.
Right.
Did the grand jury determine how much tax money was lost because of these appeals?
Well, they reported that Bill Dewrell was involved in reducing property assessments in Cherokee County by $14 million. Now, our analysis found it was really more like half that, $7 million, but still a lot of money, and it translates into a couple $100,000 in tax money. So a significant amount, and you can understand why the grand jury and the tax assessor's office was so concerned, even though Mr. Dewrell says he's done nothing wrong.
Interesting look at the numbers, Randy. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Randy.